All right, this is case number 255160 FY, the people of the state of Michigan versus Christopher Lee Bowler. Appearances, counsel.
Hey, friends, on behalf of the people.
Robert Hartel for Mr. Bowler, who joins me at the table, Your Honor.
And we are here for a probable cause conference, and there has been an amended complaint filed in which we'll have to arraign Mr. Bowler on. So we'll go ahead and do the arraignment first. Mr. Bowler, I have an amended complaint that alleges that on or about December 23rd, 2025, in the city of Cadillac of Wexford County, it is alleged in count number 1 that you committed the offense of police officer assaulting, resisting, or obstructing, in particular, Sergeant Jeffrey Izzard of the Cadillac City Police Department. That is a felony punishable by up to 2 years in prison and or a fine of $2,000, and consecutive sentence may be imposed if it happened in a place of confinement. Count number 2, the magistrate did not find probable cause for. Count number 3, assaulting or obstructing a public officer, in particular Agent Stephen Saladay, that is a 2-year felony punishable by up to the 2 years in prison and or a fine of $2,000, and consecutive sentence may be imposed if it happened in place of confinement. Consecutive sentence may be imposed if for any other conviction arising out of the same transaction. In count number 4, it's alleged that you committed the offense of public officer assaulting or obstructing, in particular Agent Sean Van Akmal. That is a felony punishable by 2 years in prison and or a fine of $2,000, and consecutive sentence may be imposed for any other conviction arising out of the same transaction. Additionally, the people have charged you as a habitual fourth offender, which means that you have at least 3 prior either attempted or completed felonies in your past. That makes each of those 2 years punishable by up to 15 years. Do you understand that? You do have the same rights that you had when you originally arraigned on this case, in particular the right to remain silent and anything you say or write can and will be used against you. You also have the right to have an attorney present during any questioning you consent to, and the right to stop answering questions at any time, and the right to be represented by an attorney at all phases throughout this process. I know you have requested the appointment of an attorney. Mr. Hartel has been appointed, so we will go ahead and continue that appointment. And we will enter a not guilty plea on your behalf to the amended complaint. So that brings us to the probable cause conference. Counsel, is there any resolution in this case?
No, Your Honor.
All right. So that means we'd be scheduled for a preliminary examination.
Yes, Your Honor.
That would be set for next week. Is there anything that's going to hold that up?
Not that I'm aware of, Your Honor.
Nor myself, Your Honor.
All right, then we will go ahead and we will continue this for preliminary examination next week. Anything else for the record, counsel?
Your Honor, if there may be something from the people, I'm not sure, but the defense would ask if we could address bond.
Any objection, Mr. Carnes?
No, Your Honor.
Your Honor, I do realize there have been added counts and not counts taken away. However, I have been in contact with the client's parole agent, probation agent, Ms. Simmons, and she has advised me that if he were, by the grace of the court, able to get a PR bond or otherwise post bond, which we know we can't afford to post. But if the court were so kind to do that, it would spark the proper process for the parole board to have to give him a proper review, decide what they want to do with that situation. He is motivated to deal with those scenarios. And just so the court is aware, I do believe that parole hold would still be there. He wouldn't be really released. There's some academics to it, but he is motivated to resolve that portion of it at least. And I do believe that would help with plea negotiations and other aspects for him to know what's going on with the other elephant in the room, if that makes sense. I realize this isn't a traditional bond motion type request, but I will still ask the court to factor that in. It is important to him, for the court to consider. Thank you.
I just want to make sure I
Yeah.
follow. So you're asking for a personal recognizance bond, so the parole board has to deal with him.
Yes.
And
that's
then
right.
assuming they don't flop him, he's just released, correct?
Well, he would still have to resolve what's going on with them. He wouldn't be immediately released, if I understand correctly, but even if he were, he would still have all the supervision that comes with parole. So it's not like he would be released without any form of supervision. Yes, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. Mr. Carnes?
Your Honor, he had the supervision that comes with parole when these charges arose, so it does seem that he's still a threat to community safety when he's on parole. I'd ask the court to keep bond where it's currently set.
Have you scored him in this case yet?
Not yet, Your Honor.
What was he paroled for? Was it the resist and obstructs from 23?
Yes, Your Honor, that would, that is what would make sense is would be that he would be on parole.
Do you need a minute, Mr. Hartel?
No, he was just sidelined.
Okay. All right. Anything else, Mr. Hartel?
No, thank you.
All right. We're going through the bond conditions in 6.106. The court is to include or look at the prior criminal history. In 19, there was a false report of a misdemeanor. 19, operate without security. And 20, domestic violence, assault and battery, abandoned cruelty to animal, malicious destruction of property, 200 to 1,000, and attempted resist and obstruct. And 21, attempted to interfere with electronic communications and domestic violence. 21, possession of meth. 21, malicious destruction of a building, 200 to 1,000. 21, use of meth. 22, possession of meth. 22, resist and obstruct. 23, 2 resist and obstructs. And in 20, resist and obstruct a conservation officer and use of methamphetamine. Record of appearance, fail to appear, flight to avoid prosecution. I don't have anything in front of me regarding fail to appears. However, if I recall correctly, this arose out of a parole check, correct, in the DOC office?
Yes, Your Honor.
And the defendant allegedly put his head into a wall and fought with officers, took 2 male corrections officers to retain him, broke a desk, and bounced his head off a patrol vehicle a couple times.
Yes, Your Honor.
Mental condition, character, reputation for dangerousness. The defendant has some assaultive crimes in his past, several resist and obstructs. So I think that goes to reputation for dangerousness, seriousness of the offense. He is now facing a total of 3 resist and obstructs as a HAB 4. He went to prison last time in resist and obstructs. So I do find the seriousness of the offense is there, along with a likely sentence, probably a trip back to the prison. Responsible members of the community, ties to the community, relationships, length of residence. I do know he is a longtime resident of the area. And any other factors that the court considers. Court set this bond on December 29th at $25,000 with the conditions that he not purchase or possess any firearms or weapons, not acting in threatening, intimidating, harassing behavior, and to comply with the Department of Corrections. By my count, the defendant has 5 either attempted or completed resist and obstructs in his past. He's now facing 3 more charges for the same. The bond will continue to be set where it's at. Anything else for the record?
Nothing else, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. That completes the morning docket. We are adjourned. 53078 FY. Mr. Wright appears. Mr. Carnes, is this your case?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Carnes appears on behalf of the people. Mr. Wright, it does not appear that an attorney has been appointed to you yet. Sounds like maybe some paperwork didn't get sent over in a timely manner to the administrator, the conflict administrator. So we will go ahead and reset this for another probable cause conference. Set it next week and see what happens. All right. You can go out to the front window where you checked in, get your next court date, and we'll keep our fingers crossed for you. All right. All right. Just a reminder, your bond conditions continue.
And then the next one.
Court next calls the people of the state of Michigan versus Jeremy Joe Powell. This is case number 255159 FY. Mr. Powell appears, and who has this on? Ms. Carey has this on behalf of the people. Mr. Powell, you're here for a probable cause conference, and when you were arraigned, you had indicated you were going to hire an attorney.
I tried, Your Honor, getting hold of Bill Barnett
Okay.
all week. I went to his office 3 different times. His door's always been locked after I call him, and when you call his phone number that's online, it goes straight to a message saying that you have to put a PIN number in or something. And I could not leave a message, so I've been really trying.
So my question then is, do you want to request a court-appointed attorney for right now until you're
Right
able to
now,
get a hold of
yeah,
Mr.
fine,
Barnett?
sir.
All right. The court will then make referral to the public defender's office for the appointment of an attorney. We will reschedule this for another probable cause conference next week. Any objection to that, Ms. Carey? All right. Mr. Powell, you can go out to the front window where you checked in,
Okay,
get your next court date, and you have some paperwork to fill out for the defender's office.
thank you.
All right, thank you.